Remember we talked about the Vince Lombardi sweater when Lombardi was an assistant coach at West Point, and they actually had his sweater. We found out, that it even had his name, I think, inside the sweater. Vince Lombardi at West Point. Well, I think the guy bought it for 50 cents, and then I'm wondering how much he was going to sell it for. What did it go for? 43,000? Actually, let's find out. He's Sean McEvoy of Roslyn Vintage Trading Company, Knoxville, Tennessee. Sean, welcome to the program. How much did you sell it for?
$43,000, and I'm actually from Seattle, Washington. And I'm sorry that I'm such a huge fan of the show. I didn't mean to end up like Play Misty for Me by the Clint Eastwood movie. I didn't mean to make you guys feel like that.
It's okay. We're used to creepy, so we're glad to have you on board. Okay, take me back to when you saw the sweater, and then take me through the process of selling it for $43,000.
So what happened was we found this sweater in June in Asheville, North Carolina, just at like a Goodwill outlet store. And I kind of always like cruise those stores if I'm like going to a town that has one, and I travel all around the country and just kind of look for things I can make, gas money on or something like that. So it just happened to be one of those items, and I actually thought it was a basketball warm-up jacket worn by one of the players, and the great Bobby Knight coach there, and also Coach K. So I was like, oh, this could be interesting. And I realized it was from the 40s. And then, it takes a while for us to process stuff. So it was just sitting in one of the bins to be processed. And I was watching a Vince Lombardi documentary on HBO, and I saw a picture of him wearing the sweater. And I was like, wouldn't that be crazy if that was the sweater to my wife? And she's like, well, there's a name in it. And I was like, is the name Lombardi? And then she's like, yeah. And then that's when everything started to steamroll.
How much did you pay for it?
58 cents.
Oh my God. How did you authenticate that really belonged to Lombardi?
Well, the first thing I did was I was like, to see if it's real for sure, because there was no way to really tell at first. So I contacted the NFL Hall of Fame, and they were like, yeah, sure, you got Vince Lombardi sweater. Really? And I was like, yeah, I think it's really his, because I could tell it was actually from the 40s by just the construction of the garment and the zipper and all that other stuff to identify it. And it had a piece of herringbone weave, which is a World War II canvas that they would wear on the trousers and watch caps and stuff like that. And so I sent them the pictures, and they were like, wow, this is pretty impressive. Do you want to donate it to us? I was like, well, I got to talk to my wife. And then I wanted to donate it to Vince's son, and then my wife put the kibosh on that real quick. And then I contacted Heritage after that, and I ended up talking to Tony from Heritage, and he was super awesome. He's from Green Bay, and he was kind of the same way when I first called. He's like, yeah, sure, I'm from Green Bay. I know what Vince Lombardi stuff is. And then I sent him the pictures, and he called me back literally 10 seconds later, pretty much screaming in excitement. So it was really neat.
Any other celebrity memorabilia you've stumbled upon?
I found a Stalin Dean Ty Cobb glove 10 years ago at a Goodwill store, and I spent a quarter on that, and I sold it on eBay before I kind of really knew what I was doing, and it went for $6,000.
Wait,
so I've been doing this for a long time.
A signed Ty Cobb glove?
It was a Stalin Dean Pro Model glove, so it was probably one of the first gloves ever made for a professional athlete, and it went to some guy in Texas.
Since you're a fan of the show, what's the best piece of memorabilia that I have in the man cave?
In the man cave?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, the Darius Rucker guitars are pretty cool. I would really like to see some Richard Sherman stuff in there, maybe or a Marshawn Lynch thing in there, because I'm a big Seahawks fan. But I don't know why those guys aren't stepping it up, and I think getting Sherman on the show would be awesome.
Oh, hey, we invite everybody, Sean. By the way, have you seen the Ryan Leaf Indianapolis Colts jersey that I had? That if he had been drafted number 1 overall, that's one of one.
His whole career. I'm a Huskies fan, so I can't stand the Cougars. And
yeah, but how much would that be worth if I have the Ryan Leaf jersey? If they brought him out, that was the jersey they were going to give to him if they drafted him.
Boy, does it come with pharmaceuticals?
No. Be nice, will you? And it's signed by Ryan Leaf as well.
Yeah, he's from Montana, so I don't know. Maybe someone in Big Sky Country would be willing to pay a little bit for it, so who knows?
Hey, congrats on the sale there, and thanks for watching, Sean. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you can, Sean.
If I'm Lovie Smith, I am being Kevin Costner in draft day, and I'm trading that number 1 pick, and I'm trying to get Shaq Thompson, I'm getting Duke Johnson, and I'm getting Amari Cooper. And I'm working with Glennon because I think Glennon's a decent quarterback. He's got the height. He's got a good arm. He just needs some coaching. And Lovey's a great defensive coach, so he should get more defensive players to kind of work with that. And, I'm not a Tampa Bay fan, but I'm not going to waste a pick on Jameis Winston.
All right. Thank you, Sean. That's Sean McEvoy of Roslyn Vintage Trading Company.